This here is the area of the Parowan Gap Petroglyph panel site. And there's a bunch of different petroglyphs all in this area, as well as some fossilized dinosaur footprints just around here somewhere. Now these are supposed to be Paiute and Hopi petroglyphs in this area because this was one of their primary travel spots through the Parowan Gap. And the thing about petroglyph sites, and if you don't know what petroglyphs are, they're ancient images chipped into the rock. So it's rock art from Native Americans that can go back anywhere from a couple hundred years to tens of thousands of years. And they can be tricky to spot. There's a little panel tucked in this corner here, one way up there at the top, another one over here. But the older they are, the more they blend in. When a petroglyph is brand new, it's very bright because they chip it into the patina of the rock. And the patina is that dark rust color. And when they chip the image in, it reveals the rock underneath, which is bright. And so the older the petroglyph is, the harder it is to see. And I got a brand new camera to help me out for situations just like this, and this is going to be its test run. Let's see if it turns out. And the thing about petroglyphs, especially ones like this, that are just like squiggly lines and kind of ladders and stuff like that, is it's wide open for interpretation. We don't actually know what those means. Some are presumed to be rivers, some calendars, some maps. I mean, obviously you have some footprints in there. Looks like turkey feet and perhaps even maybe a snake. But that's what makes these so fascinating. There's no Rosetta Stone. There's no key that we currently have to unlock the meanings of these petroglyphs, of these images. All we know is they're really old. So these are really cool. Just up the road, there's supposed to be some more. So, according to the sign, it's a little different than what I read online. These petroglyphs are thought to be made by the Fremont people. And the Fremont people settled in this kind of area, this region, around 500 AD. And so from what I read online, these images are much older than I thought they were. Originally, I thought they were made by Paiutes and Hopi, but it turns out all these images are believed to be made by the Fremont people, who again, were living here around 500 AD. That's fascinating. And in areas like this where they're heavily drawn, they can be hidden all over the place and very difficult to see. In fact, usually I miss a whole lot of images until I go to edit later, or I'll hear from a commenter that I missed an entire panel altogether. They're just so spread out and hard to see. Right up here, we have some examples of some really, really old ones, perhaps older than the ones we were looking at over there, because of how faded they are. I mean, absolutely weathered and faded, which logically would mean out in the weather more, therefore older, and perhaps by hundreds and hundreds and hundreds, maybe even older by 1,000 years. And this is actually a great example. These ones here are so much brighter. The desert varnish, the patina, that brown rust color, hasn't filled in where these images have been chipped out of the rock yet. Whereas the ones down here have blended back into where you can't even tell a color difference between these ones that are chipped here and the rock that hasn't been chipped at all. So this rock has completely healed, more or less. Whereas this one here is still fairly bright and vibrant. So this, couple hundred years old. These ones down here, 1,000 or more. And since the Fremont people, as archaeologists call them, kind of started doing their thing around 500 AD, then yeah, if those faint ones down there were chipped in at that time, we're talking about 1,500-year-old petroglyphs. That's incredible. The trail leads up this crack. I'm not climbing it, but I do wonder what's up there. Again, we have a pretty old one here. You can see the outlines of it. It's turning color, it's darker. Whereas this fracture of rock right here, that's pretty new. No patina in that crack where this section of rock is broken off, so it's very bright. And when this image was made, it would have been this bright color around it and the lines, and it would have shown a lot brighter. So this is kind of halfway between recovered by the patina, the desert varnish. These ones up here, starting to, but not by much. These ones down here, this whole face. So weathered, so old, so old. That's fascinating. And the spirals, you always see the spiral. That probably means a wide variety of things, but it's always super cool. Now look at this side-by-side comparison. This one here, you can see a lot of the dots. This one here, it's kind of like an orange on black, so it's reforming that patina. But this one here, solid black on solid black. You can't tell the color difference between what was chipped and what wasn't. So this bad daddy, and some more you can faintly make out, these are ancient. These are old. These are absolutely ancient. Very mysterious. And it's also fairly common to see much newer images carved on top of much older images. Same thing with pictographs, where those images are used a dye, a paint, painted on the rocks. It's common where you'll see a much older image underneath a much newer one, which always tells me that someone was here and then someone else came in, that cyclical pattern. And so you wonder, what happened to the tribe that was there when the new tribe came in? Or was that original tribe original, Was that other tribe already gone when the new ones came in? I suppose we can presume what happened to the tribe that was living there when the new tribe came in. We can probably safely assume what happened to that other tribe. And every time I'm in an area like this, I know I'm missing other images, other things. They could be up all over up in there. There could be tons more, thousands more. Little trail leading up through the bushes to this rock face up here. Probably some up there as well. There's a cave with a big gate on it back there too, where you can't get in the cave. Is it because it's unstable and it's a safety thing? Or is it because it was an ancient village site and they don't want people messing with it? And of course, with all these sites, well, not all of them, but the ones on frequently traveled walking routes, there's modern day graffiti. In this case, modern is 1882. And I give cowboys a pass. I give the settlers a pass because they didn't know any better. They weren't thinking about antiquities and preserving cultures. In fact, they were all at war with each other. But any graffiti after, say, 1950, no pass, absolutely no excuse. Because we're modern and civilized now, and we know what kind of stuff is important that we need to preserve as much as possible. So yeah, this is the Parowan Gap Petroglyph area. Beautiful, fascinating little spot of ancient history, ancient mysterious petroglyphs and rock art. So if you're swinging through the area of southwest Utah and you're looking for a little detour, just a little quick pit stop to see something kind of uniquely southwest, swing through the Parowan Petroglyph area. It's not too far off the highway, and half an hour, maybe an hour if you go really slow. It's a cool spot to see ancient petroglyphs without any serious hiking. Almost any ability could handle this. Now that was a really fun experience. If you have an idea for an adventure that we should go on, please put it in the comments section. And if you're looking for some more adventure ideas, you can click one of these links and go to the page, because there's literally hundreds of other adventures going on there, and I hope to see you next time.